Okay, so we're talking about Elon Musk today, but not his companies, not Tesla or SpaceX or even Twitter.
Right.
We're diving into something different, his family life,
Yeah.
and really specifically the recent news about his ever-expanding family.
Yeah, pretty big family.
Yeah, and you gave me this People article all about the announcement of Musk's 13th child, and we're going to dive into what we know about this, well, you could say unconventional family, right?
Yeah, definitely unconventional. I think that's safe to say. And, it's so interesting. You have someone like Elon Musk constantly in the spotlight. But when it comes to his personal life, his family, it does feel like a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty fascinating. So let's just start with the newest development. Author Ashley St. Clair announced just a few days ago on February 14th that she and Elon Musk have a 5-month-old child together.
Wow, so that makes 13 children. That's a big family. And St. Clair, well, as you probably know, she's known for her conservative views. She wrote that children's book, Elephants Are Not Birds,
Right,
and it was published by Brave Books.
right. That company that promotes Christian and conservative values. I
Exactly.
found that detail interesting. You've got this tech mogul and then a conservative author. I mean, kind of an unexpected pairing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it is a little bit.
And in her announcement, she really emphasized, that she wants to protect her child's privacy, even mentioned like worries about the media.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a big thing, and it does make you think. How do we as a culture deal with the media all the time and still protect children, especially children who are related to people like Elon Musk?
Yeah, it's a tough one for sure. Okay, so to really get the full picture, let's zoom out for a minute.
Okay.
All 13 of Musk's children.
All right. Well, so starting from the beginning, Musk's first marriage was to Justine Wilson, and tragically, they lost their first son, Nevada. He was just 10 weeks old.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. And then after that, they had twins, Vivian and Griffin. They're 20 now.
Oh, wow, so they're adults.
Yeah, and then triplets, too. Kai, Saxon, and Damien, and they are 18.
It's heartbreaking to think about losing a child and then to have 5 more so close in age. That must have been a lot to deal with as a family.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have his relationship with the musician Grimes. They have 3 children together.
Right.
XAA12, he's 4. Exa Dark Cyral, who is 3. And their youngest, Technomechanicus, we actually don't know his exact age.
Okay, so we have to talk about those names for a sec.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely unique, to say the least. I just imagine XAA12 going to school one day and telling the teacher his name.
Yeah, well, he'll definitely stand out, right? But, it's kind of a recurring theme with Musk, always pushing boundaries. But wait, there's more. More to the family tree.
Okay, yeah, fill me in.
So in 2021, Musk and Siobhan Zillis, she's an executive at Neuralink,
Right.
they had twins, Strider and Azure, who are 3 years old now. And then just last year, early 2024, they had another child together, but we don't know that child's name.
So just to make sure I've got it, 13 children, wow, from infants all the way to young adults, and 4 different mothers. That has to be, well, I don't even know, a lot to handle.
Oh, it's got to be complex, logistically and emotionally. I can only imagine.
It's definitely a very modern family dynamic. But okay, before we get into all of that, let's go back to this Ashley St. Clair announcement.
Okay.
There are some details there I think we should really talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. She was very deliberate about how she presented this whole emphasis on privacy. Even the words she chose, it's fascinating.
So you mentioned that Ashley St. Clair announcement. What stood out to you about how she shared this news?
Oh, well, first off, there's that Latin phrase she used in her announcement, alia iacta est, which means the die is cast. Kind of adds a little drama to the situation.
Yeah, it does. Like she knows this is going to be big news whether she wants it to be or not.
Exactly. And she even talks about, wanting to protect her child from the media, which makes sense, right?
Oh, totally. Especially with someone like Elon Musk. I mean, all that scrutiny, it's got to be a lot for anyone to deal with, let alone a kid.
For sure. And that actually brings us back to something we talked about earlier. Like, you know, is it ethical to report on these kids? Where do we draw the line, public interest versus personal privacy?
It's tough. On the one hand, Musk is out there, a public figure, but on the other hand, you have these kids. They didn't ask for any of this. It's complicated.
It really is. There's no easy answer. And it's something we need to be talking about, especially now with social media and everything just spreading so fast.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about the media, ethics, all that, but let's maybe just focus on the family dynamic here for a minute.
Okay?
13 kids, 4 different mothers. That just seems incredibly, well, complex.
Yeah, I mean, that's like next level blended family stuff, right? Think about the logistics, the co-parenting. How do you even schedule everything? Communicate. And then you've got the different parenting styles, and then how do the mothers all get along or not? It's a lot.
Some people might say, well, who cares what Musk does in his personal life, right? But I wonder, how does all of this family stuff, how does it affect him as a person, a leader?
Hmm. Well, it's tough to say, right? But I think it's possible. Maybe all the challenges, the joys. I mean, having a big family like that, it could definitely shape how he leads and makes decisions.
Yeah, you wonder, does it make him more understanding, more empathetic, or maybe just, better at multitasking?
Maybe all of the above. And let's not forget the emotional side of it. It can't be easy to balance all those needs, the relationships, and then on top of that, the public watching your every move.
Right. And what about the kids, growing up like that, so high profile, so unconventional? What's the impact?
That's a good question. I mean, yeah, they've got incredible opportunities, right? Resources and stuff, but they are constantly in the spotlight. They're being judged all the time.
Yeah, it's probably both amazing and super overwhelming. They've got this privilege, but they're also under a microscope.
Exactly. It's the whole celebrity kid thing. No privacy, pressure to live up to this image. It's got to be tough.
And then with Musk, it's even more intense with, well, with how many kids there are and the whole blended family thing.
For sure, for sure. So many ways it could go, good and bad. It'll be interesting to see as they get older how they deal with it all and kind of find their own way.
And remember Ashley St. Clair's book? It was about like a bird that can sing but isn't a bird. There's something deeper there.
Oh yeah, you could definitely read into that. Maybe it's about like expectations and how we feel pressure to fit in, be who people want us to be.
And then you think about Musk defying conventions, making his own rules. It makes you wonder.
Yeah, maybe they do have a similar outlook, this belief in individual freedom and doing what you believe in, even if it's different.
So we've talked about so much, the ethics, blended families, psychology, and even like literary analysis. But okay, what does this all mean for Musk himself? How's this growing family going to affect his public image, his future?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Does it make him seem more human, more relatable, or does it make him seem more, well, eccentric, out of touch?
It's hard to say, right? I mean, some people will see as, oh, he's a family man. That's nice. But others might think, wow, this guy is really out there.
Yeah, it's like on the one hand, it does make him seem more normal. Like, oh yeah, he's not just this, super rich CEO. He's a dad too. He's got a family. But then it also, I don't know, it could reinforce this image that he's just so different, so unusual.
And how does that affect like everything else? His business, his brand, all of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to predict, right? Some people might be drawn to that, like, oh, wow, he's breaking the mold, he's doing his own thing. But others might be turned off, like, is this guy responsible? Can he handle all this?
Yeah, and then you've got to think about his companies. What are investors thinking? Can he really focus with all this going on?
Right, it's not just one company either. It's a lot to handle.
It's great. All that time, all the energy, just the logistics of it all. How does he even...
And yet he does. I mean, he's still out there pushing boundaries. I got to give him that. It's kind of remarkable.
He's like on another level or something.
Yeah, maybe that's part of his appeal. Like, anything is possible, achieve your dreams. And, I mean, you could agree or disagree with his approach, but he gets things done.
Oh, as we're, wrapping up this whole deep dive into Elon Musk's unique family, what do we want our listeners to walk away with?
Well, I think even these super successful people, the ones who seem like, they're different from everyone else, they're still just human. They have families, they have struggles, they experience all the ups and downs, just like the rest of us.
Yeah, it's easy to forget, right? You see the headlines, the tweets, you think you know them, but there's always a whole story there, a real person.
And it's messy. Like, life is messy. There are contradictions. There are good things, bad things. And with Musk, he's out there pushing for the future, but he's also got this personal journey, this family, this legacy he's building.
It's fascinating, and I'm sure this story isn't over yet.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there are more chapters to come. The only thing we know for sure is things will change. And with Elon Musk, change is always on the horizon.